I don't think women quit on themselves, on their health and fitness because they're lazy. I think women quit because they drift. If you're new to my channel, I'm Marcy Youngster, and I'm the creator of Shipshape Queen, and I'm documenting with you my own personal transformation journey. I am convinced that many women struggle the way I have. And when I say drift, I'm talking about drifting away from ourselves, from what we need, from who we are, because we become overwhelmed with our cares of our life, the problems in our family, the heartaches we may carry, the invisible burdens, stories from our children, exhaustion, emotional overload, problems, stress, thinking that we shouldn't be spending so much time on ourselves. My friends, one day I woke up and I just took a look at myself and I said, Marcy, what are you doing? You are drifting so far from the healthy version of yourself that you were some years ago. And the reason, when I took a closer look, I started drifting. It was the little choices. It was the little concessions. It was the little, oh, it won't hurt this time. Oh, just one little glass of wine here. Or I deserve an old-fashioned. I'm stressed. And my friends, what I have learned is that when I make concessions to my body by eating or drinking the foods that aren't good for me, it begins to affect my mental brain chemistry. It begins to affect my mood. It begins to affect the way I feel. And it's all so freaking subtle. I've been drifting probably for the last several years this way. And it's really quite horrifying to me to look back and go, wow, I used to be way over there. I used to have such wonderful, healthy habits. But I allowed myself to be influenced by my surroundings, by people around me, by new emotional stresses. And a lot of it boils down to mindset. It boils down to those little inner concessions, those voices that I would say yes to. Everybody wants a glass of wine now and then. Everybody wants to feel happy on a Friday afternoon. It won't hurt. Oh, cheese, it's so good for me. It's full of calcium. I need the calcium. Crackers, I need the stress relief of crunching on a cracker. Little by little by little, I broke down and I abandoned myself. I abandoned the habits which formerly had helped me create a much healthier, fitter, toned, tight body. So the emotional overload that I experienced, I dare say many women experience. Our current society is so full of stress. The news is so full of conflict and war and dire predictions of what could happen. Is it any wonder that we reach for something to eat or drink to soothe ourselves, to comfort ourselves, to numb ourselves? And this is no judgment on anyone, and I'm not even judging myself. To me, this is all data. And I've been taking a closer look. Now, here's what I find to be really fascinating. There comes a day when you are so disgusted with a situation that you go, okay, that's it. I'm drawing a line in the sand. This is the day of disgust. The famous business guru Jim Rohn used to talk about that. The day you turn your life around is the day you become finally disgusted with whatever. And that day of disgust happened for me the day after this past Easter. I woke up. I didn't drink too much. I didn't eat too much. But I ate too many of the wrong things all together on the same day. And when I woke up, my body said, oh no, Marcy. Oh no, no, no. This is not how we live. And I realized I needed to take an abrupt turn of my ship. I needed to turn it around dramatically. No longer could I just tiptoe. So I made an abrupt turnaround. I made a line in the sand. I created my own journal. Now, this is what's amazing to me. Before I started exercising, I realized that it would be too much of a shock to my system to start doing weightlifting and cardio and depriving myself of the foods that I have grown accustomed to eating, the sugar, the wine. All this to say, what I did first is I got my body ready. My first step was going off sugar and the foods that were causing me to be inflamed. And I did that for about 2 weeks. I started eating clean. I started getting my body prepped by cleaning up the territory, cleaning out the debris, and above all, no sugar and no alcohol. Now, I had been so addicted to sugar for the past number of years that it was really, really tormenting me. I was literally praying to God, help me to break this addiction. I would go to the store and buy multiple candy bars. I would buy bottles of whiskey. I would drink wine that was prepared for cooking. I wasn't drinking to get drunk. My sugar cravings were on overload. And so, my friends, when I say that I conquered the sugar addiction in a matter of days, I mean I conquered the sugar addiction. I still eat fruit and I still will drink some sweet, no sugar energy drinks, but I don't have any cane sugar. I don't have any brown sugar. I don't eat sauces that have sugar in them. And the sugar craving, the chemical craving for the sugar is gone. Thanks be to God. Now, what I'm trying to say is that through the process of breaking the sugar addiction and eating cleaner and reducing the inflammation in my body, after about 2 weeks, I started exercising. And what I want to tell you is that the clarity that's coming to me now was not there when I started. So my brain and my mind and my mood are changing. It's like I'm out on the ocean and I have clear skies. The sun is shining, not a cloud on the horizon, and I'm just sailing my ship. And I am having ideas I didn't have before. So why am I sharing this for you? Because if you can take yourself through the process of working to rid sugar, cane sugar, out of your diet as step one, I think you will find that the clarity that comes to you will be worth it. Now, I understand it's terrifying to think of going off sugar. Listen, if you have any alcoholics in your family, there's a strong chance you were born with an altered brain chemistry. And this isn't my idea. This comes from a PhD, a woman by the name of Kathleen de Maison. And she wrote a book called Potatoes Not Prozac. This is where I learned a lot of these concepts like 20 years ago. It's just that the sugar addiction grabs a hold of us so fiercely if we have this kind of sugar sensitivity because of our DNA or whatever you call it from families, that until you're out of those tangled weeds, it's hard to imagine being out of the tangled weeds and being happy. That is the crux of the matter. It's terrifying to think I'm going to be trapped without this substance that I've grown so accustomed to, which can alter my mood, which can pull me out of an emotional slump, which can make me feel happy. And so, my friends, it takes an act of courage. It takes an act of the will. It takes an act of clearing your schedule if you can for a few days, to give yourself grace, to be able to rest and lay down and distract yourself. Me, my favorite mode of comfort is a hot bath or a hot sauna or going on a walk and listening to my favorite music. Just do what you have to do, in my humble opinion, to get off of sugar. Just trust me, step one, that will make everything better. And if you can't imagine getting off sugar, I ask you to just trust me and try this. Give yourself a week. Years ago, when my children were younger, I did a little experiment in our family. I took the whole family off of sugar for a month. We were all off sugar, and the clarity, it's like there are no clouds in the sky. It's amazing. Well, after a month, the children said they wanted some candy, and I let them have it. Do you know that every single one of them, I think every single one, I had 6 children, They were in their beds saying they did not feel well after eating some candy. Why is that? Because candy is toxic. I'm not a scientist. I don't know all the components of it. I just know it's extremely harmful. It can cause diseases. It can lead to diabetes. It can do all sorts of things. It's not our friend, even though when we eat it, we feel amazing. So my friends, back to my subject. I have been abandoning myself, and I'm now putting myself back together like Humpty Dumpty. I have created a whole system for myself to keep me engaged, to keep me consistent. That's what I call Shipshape Queen. It's a 90-day journey where I travel to 12 different islands as I build the interior of my body, as well as the exterior, as well as I influence my environment. And I'm on week 3. I've gone 2.5 weeks. I encourage you, if you have any interest in transforming your body, subscribe to this channel, follow along. I'm going to be sharing my real journey. I'm going to be sharing what I'm going through. If you've abandoned yourself because of discouragement or loneliness or children breaking your heart or just eating the wrong foods all the time, or you just don't know what to do, or you have too many problems, you can't imagine giving up the foods that you really need, please listen to me, because in a sense you're abandoning yourself. And I get it, I've been there, I 100% get it. We become so overwhelmed with all of these issues that we reach for the foods to comfort ourselves. But the problem, my friend, is that those foods are quietly harming you. They're harming your mindset, they're harming your brain, they're harming your energy, they're harming your focus, giving you brain fog, making you want to become a couch potato. Did you know sugar does that? Sugar causes something called round and round thinking, where you just don't want to do anything. You become passive. You just want to go curl up with a blanket and watch a movie. Those are all side effects of sugar. And if you can simply make the decision that you're going to start putting your health and fitness first, it's worth it. You're worth it. You as a woman are worth it. And so many things may come up about this topic. I will be sharing more and more. I'm still getting launched on this channel. I'm still getting clear on the lighting and the backdrop and how to put this all together. But I've been detaining myself for too long. I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm just going to get on here and keep sharing my story, and maybe something will resonate with you. And if you want to, let me know in the comments what you're struggling with. Maybe I'm struggling with it too, and maybe I have found a solution. I'm very resourceful and very creative and very strategic. I'm also very quirky and spontaneous. And I'm a sugarholic, but not anymore. Not anymore, because I've said no. I've gotten on the sugar wagon and gotten off a number of times, and I've been burnt so badly that I honestly can seriously imagine that I might never eat it again. I can't say that now for sure, because I don't want to be out of integrity if for some reason I do. But if I do, for me, that would be a really big step down, because the last time I did that, it grabbed me so hard, I was addicted again for several months. So for me, with this newfound clarity, I very well may stay off of sugar. I just find other delicious things and other things to do, which give me equal or greater satisfaction. So another thing before I close that I have struggled with, that has kept me from following through on my fitness journey, is perfectionism. And maybe you can relate. That means, let's say you have a really strong plan and you're going strong, and you have a big hiccup and you fall off the ship. You fall into the water. You're like, oh my gosh, I ate 5 cookies. I had a glass of wine. I had a piece of cheesecake or carrot cake. I'll start again next Monday. Perfectionism derails so many health and fitness plans. But here's a new metaphor I want to share with you. My whole brand is Shipshape Queen. It's all about nautical imagery. It's all about traveling to different islands as the queen of my ship, right? Imagine you've gotten on a cruise ship and you've paid your ticket handsomely to the company, I might add, and you've embarked for one day and you suddenly remembered you'd forgotten your wallet. Captain, you have to turn around. You have to turn around. What are you talking about, lady? No way. We're continuing until we get to our destination. This needs to be the mindset when you start a health and fitness plan or you want to get in shape. Don't keep turning around, which is what I have done. Oh, I want my plan to be perfect. I want my results to be like really good. I want to be able to say, I kept my word. I want to be able to look at my journal and see I didn't have any cheats. My friend, I now have said it in my book, and I am continuing, as the saying goes, come hell or high water. Even if I cheat, even if I were to fall off, I'm sailing forward until I get to the island of transformation. About 22 years ago, I did the same fitness program I'm doing now. And I had a bunch of hiccups and fell off. And back then, it didn't occur to me to quit because there was a personal trainer who was helping me. And she goes, no, that's fine, let's just keep going, let's keep going. I didn't beat myself up. And do you know that even though I cheated a lot, my weakness has been bubblegum. I would go buy a bag of bubblegum and eat the whole thing. I mean, chew the whole thing in the matter of 2 hours. That's how bad my sugar addiction has been. And notwithstanding falling off the wagon, notwithstanding getting sick a few times for several days, do you know that at the end of 16 weeks, I managed to lose 3 sizes? Even though I cheated. Now, see, here's the problem. Since that time, I've heard of other people doing it perfectly. So I keep trying to do it perfectly. And when I haven't managed to do it perfectly, I've quit on myself. And then it's a matter of time before I get all my ducks in a row again to get started. So this time, I'm borrowing the mindset and the lessons from 22 years ago. And I'm just sailing forward. I'm just sailing forward, and we will see what happens. So my friends, if anything I'm saying here relates, I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll follow my journey, and let me know in the comments where you're struggling and what you'd like me to talk about. Until next time, I'm Marcy Youngster, and happy sailing.